I am Jonathan Knight, and welcome to B-Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to review tonight, well, unfortunately, I don't have the movie because it's only on digital and video on demand, and that is the latest in the Leprechaun franchise, Leprechaun Returns. Now, a few years ago, WWE tried to reboot the Leprechaun franchise with a movie called Leprechaun Origins that I really hated because it called itself Leprechaun Origins, and it was a completely different movie with a different creature that threw some references to the first movie in there, but it was not a Leprechaun movie, and it wasn't an origin movie either. So now in 2018, because it's all about nostalgia these days, the Leprechaun is finally returning, and much like the new Halloween movie, this is a direct sequel to the original movie, set 25 years after the events of the ending of the original. And I was kind of worried at first. The main reason is Warwick Davis, who played the Leprechaun in the first 6 movies, was not returning. And at the time they announced it, there was no reason why. And found out recently he is not comfortable doing horror movies anymore because he has kids now. So he declined the role. And the role was given to a Canadian actor called, his name is Linden Porco. And, they showed it was a sci-fi Channel and Lionsgate co-production, but Lionsgate put it out December 11th on video on demand. There's no DVD or Blu-ray release as I am speaking, so I have no idea when it's coming out. But first of all, let me see what is Leprechaun Returns about. Well, much like I said earlier, Leprechaun Returns is set 25 years after the original movie, and the daughter of Jennifer Aniston's character from the original movie has come back to the old house from the first movie because they're turning it into a sorority house. And her sorority sisters and some guys are fixing it all up, and guess what happens? The Leprechaun returns, and he terrorizes them one by one while trying to find his gold. Yes, he's trying to find his gold once again while he terrorizes them. Poor girls. First of all, I'll say is I thought Linden Porco did a fantastic job as the Leprechaun. Warwick Davis will always be the Leprechaun in my heart. He was the original. I think it was a tough role to beat, but I think Linden did a great job replacing him. And if they decide to do more sequels with him, I would be happy to see him back. You can tell he had a blast making this movie, and he was clearly playing the same character from the original movie, unlike that reboot that WWE did, which wasn't a Leprechaun, but whatever. I thought he did a great job. Another thing is the movie was directed by Steven Kostanski, who is a special effects man. He's also a filmmaker. He was part of the Astron 6 group who did Father's Day, Manborg, and a whole bunch of stuff. But most importantly, he directed a movie called The Void, which got great reviews. And this was his follow-up to it. Some people were like, well, I guess The Void was a fluke, But, if you watch his stuff that he did with Astron 6, like Father's Day, Leprechaun Returns is right up his alley. And because of his special effects background, the makeup on the Leprechaun looks fantastic. He has been quoted as saying that he wanted the Leprechaun makeup to look like the Leprechaun's been down in the well for 25 years. So his face is really slimy and wet. It's nasty. And the best part of the movie, and oh my god, yes, is this movie has some great bloody kills that were entirely practical. Maybe some digital enhancement, one scene, but it's pretty much practical. People are decapitated, bodies are sliced in half, people are impaled, blood shooting out everywhere, there's guts, everything. It's really extremely bloody. I would say it is definitely the bloodiest Leprechaun movie by far, and that's the thing. This is the reason I had so much fun in this movie. The Leprechaun was a lot of fun to watch, and there had a lot of gore. But another thing is, whenever you see them approaching the house from the original movie, you see it like a crane shot. You see the house, you see the barn, you see the well. I started getting goosebumps a little bit because it brought me back to when I was about maybe 6, 7 years old, and I saw the first movie for the first time. And I absolutely love that movie. To this day, I absolutely love that first movie. It's my favorite of the Leprechaun franchise. Number 3 is a close second. So seeing all that, and seeing the Leprechaun being the Leprechaun wanting his gold. They even had the pickup truck, or not the pickup truck, or no, it's just I can't remember pickup truck or not. Where in the first movie the gold was hidden in the truck. That's in the movie. Well, the barn, all this stuff references for the first movie, and it really did feel like a return to the franchise. Because Leprechaun movies after the first movie were pretty much independent stories. The only thing that linked them is the fact that Warwick Davis was playing the Leprechaun in each one, but they're pretty much their own stories that you can watch on their own without seeing the previous movie. Leprechaun Returns, on the other hand, I think it's very important to go back to rewatch the first movie because it really, really, really helps, and it got me excited watching it. Mark Holton, who played Ozzy in the original, returns for this movie. His role is fairly small, and I don't want to go into heavy spoilers involving his character, but it was really great seeing him. The pickup truck from the first movie, their paint truck is used again. You see where his ear was disfigured from the first movie. There's a lot of details involving his character that I was kind of blown away seeing because it's the different filmmakers making this movie, and they really didn't have to do those details. They did that stuff for people like me who are fans to see. Even with the Leprechaun character, there's tons of references to not only the first movie, but there's a couple of references to the sequels, especially the second one. And, there's even a part where he speaks to the daughter character of Jennifer Aniston's character. And when he speaks, it's Jennifer Aniston as an impersonator doing Jennifer Aniston, but it sounds so much like her. It was so good. Remember, the Leprechaun loved to trick people, and he does a lot of trick in the movie. There's a scene where they blow him up. Again, I'm trying not to get into heavy spoilers, but it's in the trailer. And there's a bunch of little leprechauns going around. And there's a hammer time joke, which I laughed at. There's even a joke, and I couldn't believe this was the movie. If anyone remember that news report about a bunch of people seeing a leprechaun in a tree? They even referenced that in this movie, which I was like, that is pretty cool. Because, I think that report came out after the last Leprechaun movie, not counting Leprechaun Origins, but Back to the Hood. But yeah, I had a blast watching this movie. If you're a huge Leprechaun fan, I highly recommend renting it. I really wish it was out on DVD because it's this year, and maybe I'm being fanboyish. Sorry if I am, but I'm a fan of these stuff. Puppet Master: The Little Strike, I loved. I loved the new Halloween. I love Leprechaun Returns. Death Kiss, I'm counting as a Death Wish movie, so I love Death Kiss. And I'm really hoping on Christmas Eve they're releasing Return to Nukem High Volume 2. Trauma is, and I'm really looking forward to that. So if that's great, then I've had a great year watching all these franchises I loved being brought back to life. And I really hope Sci-Fi Channel does more of these. They said they're going to do Critters and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and if they get the right people to make them much like they did Leprechaun Returns, I think they could be really fun. I think Sci-Fi Channel gets a bad rap, like with the Sharknado stuff, but I don't think they really make the Sharknado. So I think that's the Asylum. But they're like Channel Zero. What I've seen of it is great, and Linden Porco had a role in season 3 of that, so that's cool. But it's like I said, Killer Clowns and the Critters movies are like Leprechaun Returns. I think We Are in a Tree. I had a blast with this movie. I think it was so much fun. It brought me back to my childhood, watching the Leprechaun terrorize people, just wanting his gold. Because I will say the characters, other than the Leprechaun, are kind of I think the daughter character, I actually really liked her. I think she got stronger and stronger as the movie went on. But the characters are pretty just disposable. We're really only watching the movie to see the Leprechaun kill people in very gory ways, and this movie delivers. And it's very funny, and if you are a huge fan of the original movie, I highly recommend it. Some people will probably be kind of wary of it because Warwick Davis isn't doing it. It was his choice not to do it. I really don't agree with his choice, but it's his decision not to do the movie. And I really think people should give Linden Porco a chance because you can tell he had a blast making it, and I had a blast watching him laugh and jump around and use his magic to kill people in very nasty ways. My favorite kill of the movie is the guy that gets split in half. I'm not going to say who the guy is, but watch the movie and it's really cool. I'll tell you this, it reminds me of a moment in the 13 Ghosts remake from 2001. If you have an idea what I'm talking about, then no. But I highly recommend Leprechaun Returns if you're a fan. You know, if you don't, some people are not going to like it, some people are going to love it. It depends on the people. And either way, I really want to hear from you guys. If you liked this movie, hated this movie, just let me know. And if you like my channel, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. You know, hopefully I'll be getting to some more reviews soon before Christmas. I have a Christmas review that I really want to do, and you know, we'll see if that gets done. But Leprechaun Returns. 2 thumbs up from me. I'm Jonathan Knight, and this has been B Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.